Let's admit it, America. We miss Barack Obama.
Juan does.
There he is. In a recent speech, he said he had no real scandals in his White House, a jab at Trump.
We didn't have a scandal that embarrassed us. I know that seems like a low bar. Generally speaking, you didn't hear about a lot of drama inside our White House.
No drama. So to quote the TSA officer whose dog just sniffed my carry-on, let's unpack this. So why didn't you hear much about O's White House? Well, who was brave enough to look? There was never a cozier relationship between a president and the media, ever. If the White House were a bed, the press was the mutt dozing at the foot of it. Thank God Obama didn't eat it. Classic. So the media voluntarily took an 8-year sleeping pill with his liver snap, only to wake up when Obama's policies led to the rejection of his party and the election of Trump. They're no longer Obama-tos. They sprung to action. And it wasn't like there were no scandals under Obama. DOJ, IRS, Benghazi. The media's bar was so high in terms of interest, however, they didn't exist. So now you have a woke press chasing down any incident where Trump has a burger whose center is in hot pink. Now, the funny part is Obama's speech was at a conference where participants were ejected if they shared any part of it. So, you want to know why you never heard about Obama? There's your answer. Compliance. Compare that to Trump's White House, the most transparent entity since the invention of Scotch tape. And still the press scrambles after him as if they're making up for lost time. It's like watching a fat man climb a mountain after a lifetime of couch surfing and pizza. No wonder they want a Democrat in 2020. They could use the rest. Isn't it true, Dana, that Obama's lack of scandals were not about scandals, but a compliant press that allowed him to operate in total secrecy?
Well, having been a Republican press secretary, I would say, yes, Republican communicators always have to work harder.
Yes, that is true.
But I also think one of the things Obama said is there were no scandals that embarrassed us. If you're not capable of embarrassment, then that would be true.
Ooh,
the other thing is
good point.
that it is true that there is less drama.
Yes.
Okay, I mean, there was less drama in the Obama administration. If you're looking at sort of personnel announcements and the backbiting in the first 8 months of the Trump administration, but drama isn't necessarily a scandal.
Exactly.
The other thing, my final point.
Unless it's scandal.
That's true.
Good one.
The other thing is that all of the Obama people that worked for him, they have said this from the beginning, and even as he ended his presidency, the one thing they were so proud of is that they had no scandals. And it became a rote talking point.
Yeah.
And no scandals is the new no collusion. Everybody says it over and over again as if this is like going to finally sink into all of our heads.
You know, Jesse, I remember, especially MSNBC, if you did criticize President Obama, you were racist.
Yeah.
So that was a really good immune bubble to keep any criticism or anybody from actually looking into anything going on.
It's very effective. I think you glossed over a pretty big Obama scandal, Greg.
What?
The birth certificate. I mean, that was huge. That obviously was a forgery. And he pulled one over on the American people. I mean, I think Arpaio is still getting to the bottom of
Nothing
that.
can resuscitate you after
Then a
that.
brother get a heart shot. You won't give up on the birther.
I'm teasing.
Oh,
Lon.
my God.
We believe it's real. I believe him. I believe him. If he says he won, I'm teasing.
Oh, gosh.
I think you're right, though. It's all about the press. Because this is what the press said about Benghazi. It was a Republican conspiracy. They didn't protect one of their own ambassadors on the anniversary of 9/11 after warning signs, then lied about it. And that's a Republican conspiracy. They said the IRS scandal was bipartisan. Even though 95% of the groups that were targeted were conservative. They said the Iran deal was great diplomacy when we shipped them a bunch of cash that wound up in Hezbollah's hands. And then they said about Fast and the Furious, that happened under the Bush administration, even though it absolutely did not. So we're even passing over Solyndra. We're passing over
I loved that
the
one.
Bergdahl trade.
We did 6
I
months.
love Solyndra.
$500 million in taxpayer money. The VA scandal.
Yeah, oh my-
People died, and government bureaucrats got bonuses. So I found a list of what the New York Times says are Trump scandals. Are you ready for these?
Okay.
Kellyanne Conway promoted Ivanka's fashion line on TV. Government officials stayed in Trump hotels. If that's the bar, I mean, come on, anything's a scandal.
Yo, that's a good point. I forgot about the VA and Solyndra. We did like months
I
on
love Solyndra.
Solyndra.
We had a whole graphic and music.
Where is that? We should
Solyndra
bring
was like
it
a
back.
soap opera.
We should do Solyndra flashback.
Yeah, you know, Juan, what I learned from President Obama, my life would be easier if I was a liberal, because no one questions your
Always.
competence,
Yep.
right?
Is that right?
Yes.
Is that
I
right?
should be a liberal.
You should be.
My life would be
Yeah.
easier.
Well, you'd have a hard time here at Fox.
You are on You are on every show.
Because I think
You are on every show.
I think that Fox was absolutely vigorous in pursuing every Benghazi IRS
Fair and
scandal
balanced, we had
involving-
to.
Oh, fine. That's legit. But I'm just saying, you say, oh, that's a scandal. Let me tell you, there's a
covering
difference
big stories,
between
too.
nitpicking, pimples,
Ew.
and stumbling, and a huge rock falling on your head and crushing you.
Yeah.
And that rock is 19 people indicted, including 13 Russians, right? That's 5 people who
They
pled
don't-
guilty.
they don't work for
and
Trump.
Oh, no, they weren't in the
by the
Trump
way, and
campaign.
they're not even
They
living
weren't in the
in
Trump
Russians?
campaign.
Guys, they're
I
not
think
even
they
living
were.
there.
Did any Trump
You guys-
official plead the fifth one or
I see.
destroy evidence?
What about,
I haven't heard anybody
how about
yet.
a national security advisor who says he's lied? How about Trump in the Oval Office talking to Russians about national secrets? Oh, God.
What about Reverend Wright?
I tell you what, that's where you go. How about
Chickens
this?
come home to
You
roost.
talk about what's going on. You know, I still don't know what happened in Niger. You talk about Benghazi. In Niger, we got 4 people dead, no report yet, nothing. I'm thinking to myself, you're dealing with
Lesbians
with
that are-
somehow, you know, how about Rob Porter and beating up wives? Oh, yeah, you can stay. No, oh, boy, imagine if that was going. Imagine if Obama was had his personal lawyer paying off porn stars.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
That would be impressive. Kimberly, last word to you.
Michelle wouldn't let
That
him
would be
out.
interesting, actually, for a lot of reasons. Pardon?
Yes, last word to you,
Okay, so
my friend.
I think that it's important that you have to cover all of it. We're covering the Mueller investigation. We're covering FISA warrants, how they were obtained, the propriety of it, the ethics behind it, the facts and the substance behind it. So when you see what we did here, we covered everything in a healthy way.
Yeah.
Whether it was Solyndra, whether it was Benghazi, whether it was Fast and Furious, whether it was Lois Lerner and the taxes and all of the above. There was a plethora of things that needed to be discussed, and so I wouldn't take back any of it. I would, in fact, do it the way we did it.
Damn straight. All right, President Trump's signature campaign promise is one step closer to reality. That's next.